Hi guys, it's Liz here, and I am back with another daily dose of guidance. Today I will actually be using the astrology reading cards, or at least that's my intention, is to start with the astrology reading cards. So we'll see what's coming up. So the reason why I was inspired to start with the astrology cards is because I just finished watching a video by Christina Lopes talking about we have a stellium, I think is how you say it, in Aquarius. And so it explains a lot right now. So I will say, I mean, I highly recommend going and checking out her video about this if you're not familiar with the stellium, with what a stellium is and what it means in Aquarius, okay? But I will say, just as I'm shuffling here, that if you have or are thinking about making any solid plans, or you have any expectations of said plans, just don't. Just the big message was to just go with the flow, okay, and being stubborn aside, which for me as a Capricorn rising is like not cool. Not happy about that. So just that was like a quick sort of synopsis of the guidance around the stellium that's going on right now in Aquarius, is to allow yourself to just go with the flow, just chill, and don't have any solid plans or expectations, because apparently it's not gonna work out the way you're thinking it's gonna. I speak from experience. If you've been watching me for the past week or more, you know that my plans went drastically awry. I thought it was just Mercury retrograde. Apparently it is even more so. Mercury is, I think, part of the stellium, but there's a whole lot more going on there than just Mercury retrograde, which is why this one, for me personally, feels particularly brutal. Because I had solid plans and expectations, and that just got thrown right out the window. Just absolutely not. So it doesn't mean, and another message that came through was, it doesn't mean to like give up or stop. It just means to go with the flow, maybe look for alternatives, okay? So that's the message for the stellium that's going on in Aquarius right now. So, but that's what inspired me to tap into the astrology reading cards for today, to see what additional wisdom wants to come through for us for today that's going to serve our highest good. Okay. I also have Misty off to the side here, so you might hear her giving her wisdom as a senior cat. Yeah. And Luna, I can see her, she's off to the side here, taking a big solid nap, but as we know, chances are she's going to show up to take her afternoon bath. Here we go. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay, so we have, just to start off with, so we have, and it came in reverse, okay, so we have the second house, okay, and I'll show you it upright just so you can take a look, but it did come up in reverse for us. Okay, so the bottom here says your assets, finances, and the things that you value, okay. That came up in reverse, so let's see if we can get a little more specific and clarity around this particular thingamajig, okay. Another thing I will mention too that Christina mentioned about the stellium is that it's going to, because it's an Aquarius, which is an air sign, which affects, it's connected to like thought and thinking and all that. That with the stellium going on, that we might find that we're ruminating a lot, and or that it's going to affect, we might have some like muddled thinking, or, not being able to, not having clarity of thought, really. So that also explains why the past couple of days, I mean, yesterday was brutal as far as sleep goes for me, which really affected my ability to think clearly, but apparently this is also part of the stellium. So if this is a little like, what is she even talking about? It's the stellium. Okay, I'm going to do my best. I called on Archangel Gabriel to help me get it across as clearly as I can. Okay, we got another, okay. So we got another one in reverse, but this one, okay. So I'll show you, it's Capricorn, so this is upright. Okay, but we did get it in reverse. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting them all in reverse right now, but okay. So I'll just read the bottom here. The energy around you is serious, materialistic, and hardworking, and it bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition. Yeah, got Misty off here. Okay, so again, with it in reverse though, like I was saying, that, and this is really speaking into that stellium. So if you had any, let's see, if you had any, say, plans or expectations having to do specifically around your assets, your finances, and the things you value, okay, that if you had maybe some plans for relating to finances or maybe a job, somehow that you're taking in, that you're trying to bring in money. Okay, that's really what I want to say, is that you're trying to, however you had planned or expected to get money, okay, finances, again, because of the stellium, that's just coming in and saying the way you expected it to come through. It's not that it's not going to come through, okay? It's that we have to sort of tap into somewhat of the Capricorn energy, but more so in reverse, in that we are being asked to go with the flow. Okay, Capricorn is incredibly determined and stubborn, okay? But we're being asked to go with the flow in this case. So any way that you had planned or expected to bring in money, this stellium, and with Mercury and retrograde and all that jazz, okay, that's just the way you expected it to come through is just not likely to happen. And if you're stubborn and you're like, no, this is how it's going to happen, this is just, being stubborn, this is how it's going to happen, it's not going to work out for you. It's just going to make it it's more difficult, okay? It may still work out for you in the end, but it's going to be a very difficult road to go through. It's just going to be block after obstacle after obstacle. It's going to be very difficult for you to sort of, to try to blast, this is what Christina was saying, like trying to blast your way through the obstacle, when we're really being, it's going to be more difficult. You're going to expend more energy trying to blast through it, trying to be like stubborn in your ways of this is how we do it, okay? That traditional sort of Capricorn energy, right, of this is how we do it, but we're being asked to be flexible and to find a way around the obstacle versus trying to blast our way through it, right? So Christina was saying, instead of trying to blast through the obstacle, maybe just kind of look off to the side and you'll see there's a door there, and it's going to be just that much easier to go around it versus trying to go through it, okay? Let's see. Okay, so again with the Capricorn energy, now how we can, even though it came in reverse, there's a reason why it came up, okay? And I will say as a Capricorn rising that I say we because Capricorn rising are relentlessly determined, okay? And that is still something that we're being called to tap into, okay? So be determined, but also be flexible, okay? So it's like you still have your goal, okay? So here's the goal, and I'm going to be determined to attain that goal, but I have to be flexible in how I get there, okay? So you might be thinking straight line, this is how I'm going to attain this goal, right? And the stellium is saying, nope, you're going to have to do a lot of up and around and over, and okay, because that's what Capricorn does, right? We find these little, if you can see the goat there, okay, he's on this mountainside here, okay. So what Capricorn does is we find these little like nooks and crannies, and we find ways we will eventually get to the top of that mountain. Come hell or high water, we're gonna get there because relentless determination, we are gonna get to the top of that damn mountain. But we might have to, find these little nooks and crannies and kind of, see how nature, as Christina was saying, how nature is trying to guide us to get there versus how we want to get there. We're like, this is how we're getting there, and nature is saying, well, actually, we need you to go around and down and, up and around and over and doing it this way because that is actually going to serve your highest good. Okay, doing it your way is not going to serve your highest good. Okay, you have to kind of be able to go with the flow, okay, and find these little nooks and crannies and going up and down and round and over because that is going to serve your highest good versus trying to just blast your way through and going straight through. That's just going to be harder, and it's going to cause more suffering if you go that way versus trying to just go with the flow and find those little nooks and crannies, in that mountainside, and just, so there's that difference between, it's like I was saying before about energies, okay? So when we have something like stubborn, okay, stubborn can be both helpful and harmful because every trait and characteristic and aspect has that helpful and harmful energy. So in this particular case, stubborn is going to be harmful, but if we shift it over into determined, that is going to be helpful. Okay, so the energy here is not to be stubborn and I'm going to just, do it my way this way, right? Because that's actually going to cause more suffering. It's going to be harder, it's going to take longer, it's going to cause more suffering. Okay, but we can still lean, that's that stubborn energy of I'm going to do it my way this way, right? This is the way it's done, that traditional Capricorn energy, that Saturn energy of it's tradition, this is how you do it, right? That's actually going to cause you more suffering. But if we are able to get into the energy of flow and nature and just find those little nooks and crannies and just that, but still be determined, right? We're still going to be determined. The energy here is not stop what you're doing. It's just find another way. You're going to need to find another way to get there in a way that's going to actually serve you. Okay? Okay, so if the goal here is to bring in more income, okay, just because we do have this second house that has to do with assets, finances, and, the things you value, okay? So if the goal here is to bring in more money, more income, what have you, okay, or to get more material, there's a material object maybe that you're trying to manifest, okay, and you thought, well, traditionally this is how you do it, okay? If you stubbornly stick to that, you're going to cause yourself harm, okay? It's just going to cause harm. But if you are in the energy of flow and nature, but still determined to eventually get there, okay? But with that energy of eventually, okay? It's not, I'm going to blast through right now and I'm going to get what I want, I'm going to get it right now, okay? It's knowing and accepting this is going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to need to get creative, and I'm going to need to find ways around the obstacles rather than trying to blast through them. I just need to be in a little more flexible and a little more flow in finding those nooks and crannies and realizing that I'm going to have to go up and down and around, okay, some of these obstacles versus trying to blast through them, okay? See if anything else wants to come through. No, I feel like that's it. I feel like that was our message for today. I will add, though, that if you do feel like you need a bit more on this, I highly, highly, highly recommend the most recent video, if you're watching this in real time, that Christina Lopes did. And I don't think she named it, astrology, the stellium in Aquarius. I don't think she named it that, but I can maybe leave the link for you either in the description or a comment. But I highly recommend checking out her video. She will to help you be a little more informed about the stellium. As I've mentioned before, I am not a professional astrologist. I'm just a fan. I know a little bit, and I'm a fan, and I watch these things. So check out her video if you feel like you need a little bit more information about the stellium in Aquarius and how to work with that energy, because she was able to really get it, I think, across better than I was able to in this particular video. So so check out her video, and I do hope you still found this video helpful. I hope you found my video helpful. But if you feel like you need that little bit more, go check out Christina Lopes' video on YouTube. Okay? So that's it, beautiful soul. That is our message for today. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you tomorrow with another Daily Dose of Guidance.